earlier in September, and if it's in even early October, I'm pretty close as well. I think Megan's probably the closest to me at this stage. The interesting thing, in Nkuhuma Pride, every single one has got head up at the moment, so they all are awake. There's a bit of yawning from Amber Eyes, which I think means we're about to go on a bit of a march. I see Mfumo in the background is starting to yawn. His head is up, so I reckon we're going to start sort of moving shortly. The problem is that we're right up against the boundary, and so the chances of us keeping up with him, there's Tinyo has now popped up his head in the background. You see one of the lionesses moving. Here we go. So I think we've arrived just at the right time to see our lionesses start going on the prowl. The problem is, like I say, if they head in this, they are already heading the way that I thought they were going to, and that's the wrong way for us. They will cross within the next 10 minutes if they go the way they're going, and Amber Eyes typically in front, taking them from this area and heading southwards. And we know there were some impalas around. Hello girls, are you coming to say hello? You can see they're just drifting right in front, not perturbed by us at all. And typical to see these two first moving. It's always Amber Eyes and the younger female that tend to go first. So I think this is the youngest female with the suckle marks in front of me. I might be wrong. I'm just trying to see. No, it's not. Sorry, it's not the youngest female. The youngest female will come fairly shortly. There she is. She's at the back over there, the one that's busy grooming her back. You can see the milk underneath and her teats, so the suckle marks. So that's the youngest female that generally follows Amber Eyes. So as soon as Amber Eyes moves, but she looks like she's stalking something. Look at her posture. Amber Eyes has gone into a stalk posture. Look at her, the way that she's walking. She's head down, look, lowering that head, looking forward. I wonder if she's spotted something. Nope, now she's going to go to the toilet. Even if she has spotted something, the bush calls and nature calls, and she's got to quickly go to the toilet and make sure that she just gets that out of the way before any serious hunting takes place. Oh no, back down we go. Here comes the other two. So they're coming, and I think here comes the injured female. So you want to see how she's walking. If you didn't believe me that she was walking fine, even though she's got that injury, she's got a little bit of a limp, but otherwise that is not a bad walking gait at all. She's walking better than what I would have thought she would have managed with an injury as horrific as that. She really is doing a lot better than I would have thought, but it is a nasty, nasty injury, that, and hopefully it will heal, but it looks horrible. You can actually even see the muscles as she moves past us. It really is sore. Oh, that's not very pleasant. Shame, my girl. That must be very painful. But the fact that she's not limping is absolutely incredible to me. Imagine how strong and how resilient they are to be able to walk with a wound like that and not even have any stiffness. Remember, she's been lying down all day, and yet no stiffness in that walk at all. It's absolutely phenomenal. I don't understand how these animals deal with it. Like I say, if that was a human, you would be man down, woman down, you would be in serious pain and not very happy about life at all. So it's pretty incredible that they're managing to, well, she's managing to walk the way she is at the moment. The good thing, though, the saving grace for us today, and hopefully why the lions will stay here on Djuma, is that the wind is now shifted and it's coming from a southeasterly direction. So lions like to walk into the wind. They don't like to walk with the wind blowing over their shoulder. So I don't think they're going to go to Arathusa. I think they might start cutting back towards Djuma, to the central parts, which is fantastic news for us. So hopefully they're going to head that direction. I see all the cubs are up now. They're all starting to approach us. The males are still lingering at the back and are busy grooming, but it's this time of the day that things are going to start happening, and we're going to start to see the Nkuhuma Pride starting to get going, and I hope that they start hunting. That buffalo herd, I haven't gotten any more updates on the buffalo herd. I'm not sure where they are and what they're doing, but I'm pretty sure this pride is hungry. They're looking for food. The females are fairly skinny. Even the cubs or sub-adults are skinny. They had a meal last night. It must have been a very small meal, and the boys must have stolen most of what was going on. Cindy, Tennessee, you're asking if there's any prey animals that are more nutritious than others. Well, most of the prey animals that have really big layers of fat are good for them. So zebras, funny enough, have really thick yellow fat, and that's highly nutritious for lions, so that's a good one to go after. Healthy buffalo are a good one, but unfortunately not many healthy buffalo around anymore, and droughts have really hammered them. And so then the only other one that's really nutritious meat is hippo, and hippos are very difficult to bring down, so I would imagine a situation that hippos are going to be fairly tough to find. Toby, you're asking if one of the lionesses has been mating. You thought you saw bite marks on the back of her neck. Well, Toby, I also noticed the same thing with Amber Eyes. Does look like she has a few bite marks on the back of her neck, so I think maybe she has, and maybe that's why we've got two of the Birminghams with us at the moment. These boys are obviously picking up that there's some sort of estrus cycle somewhere here, and that's why they're coming into this area. But she definitely does have some signs, but you can see they are mobile again, and they're definitely spotting something to the south of us. Maybe that impala herd that we saw earlier today, that is there. I didn't see any when I came in, but I could be wrong. Maybe the impala herd is somewhere and they're going to start stalking. Look, you can see there's some intent in what they're doing, the way that they're stopping, the way that they're staring. They're looking very, very intently to the south, so maybe there is something in that area that they're seeing. We're going to stay here because I want the boys to come walking past and meandering past us. They will eventually. As soon as those females walk like this, the boys generally are not far behind and coming and looking and giving the attention that they need. So I'm pretty sure we're going to end up with the boys coming this way. Ermi from Germany, you're asking if I'm able to identify the floppy-eared cub. I am not, unfortunately. The reason why is because when I got here, the floppy-eared cub's ear was alright again. So I believe it was a younger one. So it could be that one that's further back there, but I'm not 100% sure at all. I know a lot of the viewers know exactly which one it is, and maybe they'll help us out, but I'm not 100% sure at all which one it is. It was before my time that it had the floppy ear, and I only just got to see the Nkuhuma pride once I came to Safari Live. Remember when they had these small cubs and that ear was floppy, this pride was only on Djuma. They didn't move off Djuma, and we saw very little of them at Simbamili. It's only once I got here that they started to go to Simbamili all the time. So I'm not 100% sure which one is the floppy-eared cub. Maybe some of you guys can help us as to exactly which one. I have an idea. Maybe it's the one at the back there. There's one right behind a stump. There, that one that's sitting at the back. It might be that one, but I'm not 100% sure. Is it the floppy-eared one? Is that the one with the amber eyes? Maybe somebody can help us and let me know what they think as to whether it's the one with the amber-coloured eyes or if it isn't. But the lionesses are stretched in a long, long line now. They're all looking around. I think we're going to see the boys coming shortly. I don't think the boys are going to let the females get out of sight. There's Tinyo is just having a sneeze in the back. There comes another one of the sub-adults. Pretty amazing to be in such close proximity to them and just watching them filing past. Here comes the last of the cubs, and I reckon then after that we're going to start to see the boys rolling past as well. See Mfumo is starting to yawn. Mega Man, you're asking when were lions habituated to humans, as in when did they not attack humans, and what tactics were used to get them that way? Well, Mega Man, is quite simple. When we stopped hunting them. So as soon as we had a situation where we weren't hunting lions anymore, we weren't killing them, stealing food from them, because people actually used to chase them off their carcasses and steal from them. So as soon as we stopped doing that, then you'll find that they started to relax already around those situations. It also took probably a lot of time when they had food that you'd park far away, watch them, observe them, and slowly but surely they got used to the vehicles and used to us. Remember that lions inherently don't just attack people. They don't come running at people and killing them. Even back in the day, it was only because people hunted them and people hurt them that they were aggressive. Otherwise, they would have been absolutely fine, and it would have been a situation that we wouldn't have had to worry about them. But they learned behavior that they had to defend themselves and protect themselves. And once they've eaten somebody, the meat, then obviously they can taste that, and they know that we are then a soft target. We're slow, we're not very fast, we're soft, we don't have sharp teeth, we don't have sharp claws, we don't have horns, and so we're an easy target for lions. And that's why they would have come after us and would have ended up chasing people and eating them. But they inherently are scared of people, and most of the time they'll move away from you. And so over time now in these reserve areas, because we haven't hunted them, because we haven't gone after them, they've now become very relaxed around the vehicles, and they've learnt as cubs to see vehicles, and that's it. Now we're going to follow this Nkuhuma pride. They are heading south quite quickly now, and the boys, I'm surprised, haven't gotten up to move yet. They're still busy with their grooming, and it is windy and cold, and it's the perfect conditions for hunting. But I believe the Mara is also dark and stormy, and I'm sure the lions are going to have a field day that side. Not our third different lion sighting, Brent. It's part of the Nkuhuma pride. It's just Tinyo slowly striding behind us. So he's just moving, and Mfumo is just past us as well. So we're going to try and keep up with the boys as they move and follow the Nkuhuma pride. Unfortunately, the Nkuhuma pride has gone quite a long way from where we are already. So it's going to be interesting to see how quickly the boys catch up. But they are seriously moving quite fast now. Everybody's mobile and everybody's up and going. I think the Nkuhuma pride probably is going to cross into Arathusa before our drive finishes, but at least the boys are up, and I wonder if this is not going to drag them a little bit. I'm hoping a little bit more to the east. I'm really hoping that they end up in a situation where they do go towards the east, but at this stage it looks like they're heading straight towards Triple M and going to cross over. There's Mfumo just using the facilities, as they say, so he's having a little bit of a chance to go to the toilet, as majestic as a male lion can look when going for a squatting toilet break. But it's nice with the light. You can see the sort of light just shining on him as he's moving along, and Tinyo will join him in the next, probably I would say 2 seconds, and Tinyo's just behind him, maybe not 2 seconds. Let's see. Nope. Mfumo's done, and then Tinyo coming now. But look how big these boys are looking. They really are filling out quite extensively now. They're getting massive in size. So it's amazing to see just how much bigger they've gotten in the last little bit. I just want to keep my lights off. So look how they've got noses down, they're sniffing, they're scenting, they're trying to work out where are these females, where have they gone, and look at how fast they're walking. It's a much quicker pace than you would generally see. These two don't want to lose this pride. They groomed themselves for too long. The pride ended up getting away from them a little bit, and now they've got to try and get back to where they are. And so they're striding out as only male lions can do. They really are kind of moving at a rate of knots at the moment, much faster than you would typically see males. And you can see why the Birminghams can cover so much ground. If they are walking in this fashion regularly, then you know why they cover the whole of Djuma in the space of about 2 hours sometimes, because these guys are walking seriously fast at the moment. Right, so I'm going to just turn off my lights because I don't want to blind the other vehicles, and our lights are very powerful. So just going to turn those off while I'm sort of driving towards other cars. But I believe the Mara, unfortunately, is about to be driven by another big rainstorm, so I think they're going to be out for the rest of it. So you're with me for the last 20 odd minutes as we follow this pride around and try and see where they're going to go. But we really are very close to Triple M. We're going to cross in the next, I would say, 10 minutes at least is probably, well, at the most, should I say, at the least in the next 5 minutes. The way these boys are walking, it will be 5 minutes and we'll be over and across on the other side. I'm just going to try and quickly get through here and try and keep up with them. So they're just off on my left-hand side. Oof, they are moving very quickly though. So there they go, striding, and you can see why it's being difficult to keep up. Noses down to the ground, trying to sniff for females. It's amazing how these two spend so much time with the Nkuhuma pride as opposed to Nena and Nsuku. They tend to really like the Nkuhuma pride, so it's been interesting to watch these two in comparison to the others and see how these guys have gone about things. But I think the Nkuhuma pride has already crossed, judging by the number of lights I see up ahead of me on the road, and that's the road not far from where we are. There's a number of different lights that are here, so I think these guys are about to cross the main road at the moment. So we're just going to have to stand by and watch them go over and into WildEarthTV in the next, I would say, not even 2 minutes at this rate. So unfortunately, that's going to be our lions off. I was hoping we would have them for slightly longer than what we've got now, but it seems as though they are on one mission, and that's to try and get towards WildEarthTV. Maybe they're heading towards Red Dam, and that's why they're heading in this direction. I'm not quite sure, but you can see here is the main road, and they're about to cross it in the next 2 seconds. So I'm going to just quickly turn my lights off. Paula, you say male lions always make you think of the movie The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. They do, don't they? They are a bit like Aslan, so they look very similar in that regard, and especially big male lions when they've got these big sort of manes on them. They are beautiful. So you can see Tinyo is now leading the charge. He's now gone up front and Mfumo behind him, but they're going to cross this road in, I would say, like I said, 2 seconds maybe. They're going to be over and through into WildEarthTV, and that's going to be the last that we see of them, unfortunately, for maybe a day or two. We know that the Nkuhuma pride, once they go in here, often spend 2 or 3 days on this side of the world, and it's a pity those buffalo didn't make more noise that brought them along this way. So we've got to turn our lights off as they cross over, because I don't want to blind the guys in front of me. I'm just going to pull off to the side so we can still see them as they go over. But there we go. Monique, you say, please roar for us, boys. Unfortunately, they got left behind by the pride, so they're not going to roar now, and they've crossed over. That's the last view we're going to get of them. I've got to put my light down, given that